Alrighty, welcome everybody. So Coop and I recently, in the past month, both put out a ranking of ttyd partner moves from the worst to the best, and there were quite a few differences between the two. So we decided, why not tier the partner moves and not rank, but just like tier the partners themselves accordingly. I don't know how much different this will be from the Glitz Pit tier list, but I don't know, there might be a couple changes.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a few.
Actually, I need to move Discord over here. So
it was 3 years ago, right?
What? I think it was long.
Like early 2020, pre-pandemic. So
yes,
there's bound to be some changes.
Just to show you real quick, we got S through F, no E. I think that's just too much for partners. In fact, I don't even know if we need F, but I just feel like some partner moves are deserving of that, so...
Okay, maybe. So it's already going to be different from the Glitz Pit tier list. We had S to F, including E.
Oh, gotcha. That's true. It will be different then.
Right, that's fine.
Yeah. And then, this partner sorted is just like a best to worst partner, basically. So... just like to show you kind of like a visual representation of where the partners stand in comparison to how their moves are ranked. We do this for Infinite Pit too, so I really like it. So, okay, shall we begin? We'll just go down the list here. One thing, in case you don't know, yellow is base rank, blue is the second base rank, green is super, red is ultra. We'll go over what each move actually is though, so... in case you get confused. Alright, let's begin. I'm just gonna put him in seat. I'll put him in partner sorted. Okay. Alright, first is Headbonk. Headbonk is Mario's jump.
It's the first partner move that you're likely to use ever when starting the game. So, hey, it's got good availability, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't even think it's...
it's not bad.
But... yeah, I mean, Mario's jump is already good. So, I don't think Mario's jump is stellar, but it's good.
But Goombella is stellar. So if you're going to be using her, you're likely going to be using Headbonk in a strategy, right? Even if the core strat revolves around Reliwink or Multibonk, you're going to be using Headbonk.
Sure. Yeah. I won't disagree with that.
And it is a pretty good move. It scales pretty well with power, right? Just like Mario's jump.
It does. Hold on.
I ranked this 7th in my list. Kappy ranked it 12th.
Yeah, 12th. So I just... yeah, so I just don't think it's... I just didn't think it was top 10 material, because I just don't think... I guess like Mario's jump just isn't... like, obviously Mario's jump is very good, but like, when I'm thinking of Mario, I'm thinking of like spin jump and power bounce, mostly. I just feel like Headbonk... I don't know, it's just jump. Like, it's not bad. There's no denying that it's not bad. But I just don't think it's like...
it doesn't feel like a top 10.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel like a move that I'm gravitating towards.
I just think there's just so many other moves that you would use less often. Like, even if they're like typically, like, even if they're more powerful, like, they cost more FP, right? So you wouldn't be using it all the time. I'm just going by like how often you'll actually be using the move. And
yeah. How about, okay, a cautious B tier? How do you feel about B?
I'm okay putting it B. Like,
okay, because that's kind of where I'm feeling it.
I was thinking maybe a low A, but
yeah. Well,
I mean, if you consider if we're considering availability, then it's definitely getting an A. But at the same time, like, this is a challenge run tier list, right? So
yeah.
Are we also considering like level 0? Because
I think we should. I think we should try to be
just a little bit, right?
Yeah, not like I don't want to place too much weight on a lot of stuff, but I do think we should consider them, because some, like, I feel like, especially for like partners like Bobbery, and Flurry, like some challenges like lend itself to help a little bit. Yeah. I do think
in that case I'd be okay putting it B.
I mean, it's definitely a high B.
Yeah.
Like, and I wouldn't even say low A is bad, but let's see how the rest of the tier list shakes out and we can make some changes.
Yeah.
Okay, Tattle. I think we already know. I feel like this has got to be probably...
Okay, I think so. The thing with Tattle is, I feel like people are overrating it a lot. It's like they're saying, "Oh, it gives you star power," but
yeah,
I mean, like that's true, but at the same time, you're actually never going to be using it unless you're doing something like Prologue Pit, where you have literally no other option.
Yes,
and even in a round like Prologue Pit, you'll be like, I would say you'd be appealing maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it really depends. It really depends, actually, right? Like, if you don't have, like, if you're not in danger, it's not going to, oh. Yo, Grizz, thank you for the 7 months Prime Gaming. Appreciate you, homie. So, the thing about Tattle is, in regards to Prologue Pit, is that if you're not in danger with either character, I think Appeal gives you more. But if you are in danger, especially if both characters are in danger, then Tattle is the easy way to go. And the only other thing Tattle has is that it rolls bingo slots for you. But that's it. That's literally, after that, Tattle is completely useless everywhere else.
Okay, we should also make this clear that this is like, we're not rating Tattle based on like its peekaboo ability, right?
No,
no. We're not counting that.
No. That the peekaboo Tattle thing is like it's just convenience, and I'm not really interested in rating like what that convenience means in a format like this.
It's a challenge on tier list.
Yeah. So our Tattle is only 2 spots apart. The only difference is that mine isn't in the bottom 5. It just got out of it for me.
Okay. Yeah, I got a bit of flack like putting it 25th.
Actually insane because I put it 23rd, but like I don't even think 25th is wrong. So
yeah,
like 2 spots apart, I feel like we're pretty much in agreement that it's not great. I think it's definitely F for me. Like there's no way it's hitting D tier.
Agreed.
So where it stands in F, we'll see as we get to more.
I think maybe, just maybe, if there was an E tier, it might go there. But
yeah, but
I would still maybe put it in like high F or something. You know, it's just not very good.
Totally agree. Okay, so I guess I don't even need to move this to partner start. We already know where Multibonk is going. It's S tier. To the top.
I would say it's even better than Power Bounce. I guess no, it depends. Depends what build you're going for, but it's literally Power Bounce.
Yes, it's literally Power Bounce. Power Bounce, Mario's best move.
No BP.
Yeah, I mean it's just no BP, same FP. Like it's Power Bounce. Only 1 spot between us.
And it's useful from like as soon as you get it.
Oh yeah, immediately useful. It's immediately useful. It's
even in early pit runs, like Pivotal Pit, like it's one of the best moves, especially against Bone Tail.
Yep, it's very good. You put it as the best move in the game.
Yeah, even if your attack is just like if you don't have any attack boosts, it's pretty good because that's what Power Bounce is, right? You can still deal like 10+ damage if you're good at action commands.
Yeah,
attack boost.
It's true. Yeah. Like even with no attack boosts, Goombella So here's the thing: Goombella automatically gets a free attack boost on her Multibonk. So whereas Mario could have Power Bounce in Chapter 1 and start at 1 attack, Goombella, no matter what, always starts at 2. So you always get some kind of attack boost to bypass like a 1 defense enemy, and then Multibonk 10 to 15 times to KO high-profile enemies in early pit runs.
Yeah, and if you're going the Power plus P route with no Mega Rush P, it's gonna deal 3 damage, which is 1 damage on Ponytail. So
yeah, which
even that works.
I mean, it lets you, especially in no Mega Rush P variants, it lets you deal more than just like. I mean, Koops is not going to be dealing too much, so it lets you deal at least 5 damage every turn with Goombella, which is pretty significant compared to just Headbonk or Shell Toss. So, yeah, one of the best moves in the game to me. Like, so Coop put it as number 1. I have it at number 2. We'll get to the move that I think is better later, but it's clear to me that it's no matter what, it can't leave top 2. Like, it's one of the best.
Agreed.
Yeah. And then our next clear S tier move. Yeah, Goombella's pretty good. It's Rallywink.
Like, it's Mario, right?
Yeah. You love that Goombella's Mario, right? Well, what if Goombella was literally Mario and made Mario attack again?
I love how Multibonk is part of Mario's identity. This power bounce, right?
Yeah, it's amazing. So I want to talk a little bit about Rallywink because I feel like way back when, like I'm talking like 2017, 2018, there's no way we thought Rallywink was as good as it is now. At least I didn't. I don't know if you did. But
I do use it a lot more now, so...
You may be wondering, well, what does make Rallywink so good? Well, honestly, it's not just Mario moving twice. That's part of it, but it's like, well, it is Mario moving twice. But like, usually you could slap a bunch of power onto Goombella, Multibonk, and win the day. But like, sometimes you can get more. Out of power bouncing twice. It's way more FP, but like. It's undeniable how much power you get, like, out of it.
Yep, and Mario has moves that Goombella doesn't have, like special moves, right?
Yeah, so like
Power Lift, Earth Tremor, right, in one turn.
Yeah.
Or like just Power Lift attack.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You can even use it for like your peril manipulation, right?
Exactly. Like it's
peril with point swap.
Yeah, it's crazy. If you look at both, so Coop and I both put out like a level 3 Shadow Queen video recently. If you look at both of those, Rallywink is integral.
Yeah.
To them.
Quick change, like, yeah, quick change is good, right? You could do so much crazy stuff with.
Right. So like with Rallywink, you power lift one partner, quick change to Goombella, Rallywink, and then you could do something else without like having to compromise the partner if you're doing something. So you could like, I don't know, you could point swap a partner, Rallywink, Sweet Treat if you needed like the extra FP or something, or you needed to get Mario to a certain HP value on a turn, like that, and then you don't have to worry about hitting the Peril partner HP. You just Sweet Treat like normal, right? Or Sweet Feast, which is, you know, way harder to avoid a certain character's hearts. So there's a lot. It's tough to like just kind of list down what Rallywink does. There's just so much potential in the move.
Yep.
It's just pretty clear.
Endless things you can do with it.
It's just pretty clear that and it's only 4 FP, which is just so insane to me.
It'd be like 10 FP, right?
Yeah, seriously, with what it lets you do. Yeah.
I think the one drawback it has is that maybe you get it a little bit late. Like, we do consider availability.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I would say another
6 is the earliest you can get it, which does hurt it just a little bit.
It does. I would agree.
There's still so many bosses.
I feel like another drawback is, again, like the FP. Like it is a lot of FP to do stuff with Rallywink and Mario using FP. But it's not something you can't not plan around, right? Like you can plan around it. So
yeah, definitely. So yeah, I put it 4th. Kappy put it 3rd.
Yeah, I mean it's just a one. It's clearly in the top 5, for sure. Like, it's an incredible move. Let's move on to the next partner, our boy Koops, Shell Toss. Where did I put Shell Toss? Shell Toss is a solid move. Yeah, I put it in. Oh yeah,
so ours. Kappy 14th and me 15th.
Yeah, so I mean, it's an average. I mean, it's hammer. That's the biggest issue with it. Is it's hammer. But it's a hammer that can hit more things than Mario can.
Can it? or it can hit bristles, right?
Yeah, it can hit bristles.
Yeah.
I mean, which is something, I think.
Yeah. Honestly, like it's not that good, but like you do get it pretty early in the game, right? Yeah. And it is useful in early pit runs, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah. I mean, it's useful.
Hoops is a great partner, so you would be using it if you have him out.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like it's the only drawback again is its hammer. It's just, you know, but I don't think it's absolutely terrible. I would say C tier probably.
I think the attack power at Ultra Rank, it might hurt it just a little bit.
That is true. 5. That is true.
Also, Koops being like an early partner means he only starts out at 2 attack power, so like Headbonk, it doesn't do too well in level 0, right?
No, it's not very good.
There's also that drawback, but if you have Mega Rush P, right, and you're just going through like a projectile pit or even like a later pit run, you could first strike with Shell Toss.
It's very good.
Does that count as a Shell Toss though? Because
I would say
you don't actually get a. It's not actually an action command.
I mean, I would say it counts as. I don't know. It does the same damage as a Shell Toss, so I would just.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd consider it that, to be honest. I mean, it's definitely high D if it's in D.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Oh, that's hard. Probably like. Ooh, yeah. Probably a C for me, but
yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too.
Like a low C.
Yeah.
I think a D tier is more like it's bad, right?
Yes,
like
yes.
You could.
I would agree.
There's no arguing that it's a bad move.
Yes, I would agree.
And Shell Toss isn't bad.
So. It's not bad.
But like definitely like probably in the lower end.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, and then Power Shell. I don't think we really need to talk too much about Power Shell. It's another S tier move.
Yeah, I mean, I like it a lot more than Kappy because I put it at number 2, Kappy at 5. So.
It's still top 5. I won't deny that it's a very good move. I think it's fair to say that you could definitely consider this top 2 if like you really value the projectile pit, because I mean it is incredible there. Like it shreds everything. And even like in normal playthroughs, like even though it's capped at 5 at Ultra Rank, like 5 damage across the board for only 3 FP is really good, and slapping on a couple attack badges for Koops just makes it even better.
Yep. So at Ultra Rank with 2 Power Pluses or Power Plus Ps, that does the same amount of damage as the base rank Koops with Mega Rush P.
Yeah,
so
which is crazy.
If you have those 2 Power Plus Ps on with Koops at Ultra Rank, you're gonna be destroying the pit.
Yeah.
Just with Power Shell.
The only issue is aerial enemies, but like that's not as big of an issue as you think it would be.
Yeah. So in the pit, the 20s is pretty much all ground enemies. I think I'm forgetting. There's a Lucky Tooth, but
there's a lot
20s,
of there's a lot
80s. Koops destroys the 80s.
Yeah.
With Power Shell, or I guess Shell Slam. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But, 50s as well. Koops destroys the 50s.
Yeah, a lot of floor sets actually have like mostly grounded enemies. I don't feel like you don't really see. I don't know. I guess maybe the 40s have a lot of aerial, spiky parablazes and dark paratroopas. But like, you could if you're
Koop does have like there's lava bubbles and bulky bomb bombs.
No, I know. I'm just saying like those two get in the way. Yeah. But if you're late game, you could just multi-bounce them.
True.
Down to the ground and then Power Shell for 5 FP, which isn't that bad.
3 FP is I think that's what puts it above the other multi-target moves. It's so cheap.
Yeah.
Just like slap on a couple Flower Saber Ps or like a Flower Finder, and you're basically it costs no FP, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. The Flower Finder angle is really good. Like, it's so easy to spam.
Or if you ever need FP, just sweet treat, right? You know.
True.
And other moves that cost like 6 FP, you know, like Shell Slam or Stampede. Yeah, they're good, but if you're using it every battle, it'll burn out your FP a lot faster than Power Shell.
It will indeed.
Are we ordering them with?
I think we should.
Tiers,
I don't think we need to get too crazy about it, but
okay.
I would probably put it above Rally Wing. I'll concede it above Rally Wing for this tier list.
Sure. Just for this tier list. I think if you're ever questioning it, just know that
actually this is a good like we should just try to place them based on like our combination, I guess. Like the average of what we do. I think is a good idea. I think Coop's Power Shell would be above Rally Wing in that scenario.
I think the tiebreaker should always be like availability, right? I don't know.
No, I'm saying more like the average of our lists.
Okay.
Like where we place them. And it doesn't need to be hard and fast. Like it doesn't need to be like super accurate. Okay. Shell Shield. This is an interesting one. I think you should talk about this one first for sure, Coop.
So I put it at 5. Kappy put it at 7.
Yeah.
I think for me the top 4 was pretty clear. And then it's like the next tier, right? And I just found that Shell Shield is probably the best of the next tier moves for me.
Okay.
I don't know. It's just that it's the best defensive option that you have in this game, besides like boost sheets.
Yeah.
Boost sheets are expensive, so.
I mean, it's like.
I think with Shell Shield, I mean, it's pretty much guaranteed Mario not taking damage for that turn, right?
Yeah, I mean, you don't even have to have a good action command.
Yeah, and
right? Like
it costs 4 FP, which is like a little bit high, but I think it's the right cost for this move because it's pretty broken.
Yeah, it's amazing actually. Like it's really good.
8 HP, it could take up to 8 damage with the perfect shield,
and that's really good. But I think again, like you could have it at 1 HP and it'll still take a 10 damage attack, which is insane.
Yeah, so like if you're against Bone Tail, for example, so he does 8 damage, right? So like any attack he does will break it. I guess any attack that hits Mario is gonna break the shield. So you can have it like you don't even need to do the action command for that, right? Because it doesn't matter.
Nope, you just do it.
You might think that's not as good if the shield's just gonna break after 1 hit, but like it's still guaranteed not taking any damage on that turn, right?
Yeah, so, and if we're talking like Bone Tail specifically, it also dodges the status effects in case your partner gets hit with it on a breath, right?
Yeah.
Like, it nullifies everything. It nullifies like stopwatches and stuff too. Like it nullifies status items that enemies use against you. It's really good. Right? It nullifies that too, doesn't it?
Wait, what does it nullify?
Like if a wizard uses a stopwatch on you and you have Shell Shield on, it doesn't hit you, right?
It does not nullify bandits stealing your.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay.
But that's like.
That's because bandits are wild.
Yeah.
But I think the stopwatch thing is insane, considering like in a 10 HP no Mega Rush P run, like that could save your life. If you can't KO. Like if a wizard in the back has a stopwatch and you just can't KO it because Charlieton didn't appear for you, like that could be the reason that you don't waste a life stream or something, right?
Yeah.
So definitely a lifesaver. I think it's. I don't know if I would put it in. Well, I don't know. Would you put it in S?
I would. Like I said, I had them in. Like this is probably like the highest of the second tier, maybe. So I would probably put in the A.
A, okay. Yeah, I was thinking A too. So.
I just think like comparing it to Rally Wing, which like you could use Rally Wing for defense too, right? It's like
yes.
I just don't see it as having as much use as Rally Wing because Just in general.
It's just that Rally Wink is so versatile. Like, it can be used in any situation.
Yeah. So, I mean, just me stratting Shadow King strats. Like, I wanted to use Shell Shield for like point swap, Pharaoh mana. And I got pretty good results out of it, but at the end of the day, Rally Wink was like the optimal choice.
Right. So, I mean, the fact that you get that extra turn along with the 4 FP use is just
and then for like Koops, as good as he is, he doesn't do like besides his Shell Shield, he doesn't do too well against bosses. So it's like with Goombella, you have so many more options.
It's true.
He's a second Mario, so
exactly. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about Shell Slam, a move that I think I think Shell Slam is really good.
I put it 13th. Kappy put it 8th. I think that's their biggest like.
That's a huge difference. That's a huge difference.
So why did you put it at 8?
Because okay, here's my thing. I don't think anyone is like unless you're running 5 HP specifically. I do not think the high FP cost is enough to eradicate the fact that this move is the reason Koops can deal with Elite Wizards and other really high defense enemies better than PowerShell. I'm not saying that it's better than PowerShell, obviously. It's still a lot of FP, but the piercing and the +1 just means like you save turns. That's turns of enemies attacking you sometimes. So I think it's really solid because of that. Compared to PowerShell, which gets affected by defense. So
yeah, so PowerShell is the weaker move of the two. The thing that's holding Shell Slam back is, besides its FP cost, is like, I guess availability has something to do with it.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I would agree because again, you can do stuff with PowerShell right out the gate. You have to get the Ultra rank.
There's also the fact that, like, for example, if you have Mega HP on, right, you could just PowerShell basically becomes Shell Slam in a way. But yeah, I do agree. Like, it pretty much destroys every high defense enemies.
Yeah, I just thought it was people were underrating it. I was like, are you serious? Like, it's literally PowerShell. It's still PowerShell, guys, just a little more expensive.
Yeah. So Glitzbit, when we did these rankings, they got a C tier.
I don't know how I may have rated it C2, but I just don't think that's the case anymore. Like, I would put it in B now for sure.
I do think I put it in B though. So
I mean, I mean, maybe I would just put it in high B then. If I'm looking at like the difference, I'm thinking it probably, I don't know. Do we put it above Headbonk in B?
I don't know. I would probably put it lower, but
well, I'm just trying to look at. I know I'm looking at our lists. Maybe it does.
So you put.
Maybe I would. Maybe it would be above.
You put Shell Slam 4 spots above Headbonk, like, or what?
Yeah. No.
I don't know.
Yeah. I think below Headbonk is fine, based on how that looks.
You put it below?
Because you put... Yeah. Because you put... I put my Headbonk higher than your Shell Slam. I think it works out that way. Yeah. Below Headbonk is fine. But I do think B tier for sure over C tier. Okay, that's it for Koops. Honestly, not a bad spread. You know?
He's an S tier partner, right?
Well, okay. I don't know about that one. Let's look at Flurry Body Slam. Okay, I'm pretty sure we both thought this one was pretty bad. Oh yeah, 16th to you, 17th to me. Yeah. It's pretty bad.
Yep.
And the reason why it's worse than Shell Toss, despite Shell Toss being Hammer, is that it gets affected by so many things, like spikes and fire. Like, sure, it can hit aerial and ceiling enemies, but like, Goombella basically has like the same limitations besides ceiling, and is just better than Body Slam because Body Slam is an aerial hammer attack. You know?
Well, I mean, if you're ever using Flurry in a strat, I feel like you will be using Body Slam, just because.
Sure.
But I think at the end of the day, it's like doesn't do. I mean, the range is good, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like Flurry is probably not a partner you'll be using a lot often. Like if you're gonna be using her in a normal battle, for example, you'd be using Gale Force, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't be using any move but Gale Force.
No, unless it's like super early game and you don't need to waste Gale Force or something. But like.
Yeah, and then her base power isn't very high, so.
No. Do you think this is one of the?
That's what makes it worse than Bomb.
Do you think this is the first D tier we have, or do you think this is a low C?
I think it's a D for sure.
Okay, I was kind of leaning that too. Yeah. Yep, that's right. But okay.
Just do more damage than Shell Toss though.
Maybe C is more. I don't know. The thing is, like, I'd rather just use Lip Lock if I'm really gonna single target with her. You know. I don't know. And at level 0, it's not. I don't know. I feel like at that point you're using Yoshi for aerial enemies anyway. So.
Yeah, definitely. I think a D is right.
Yeah, I think D is perfect. Let's do Gale Force.
Okay, so we both put it pretty high.
We did. Yes.
You put it at 6. I put it at 8.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a top 10 move.
So why is it so good? I mean, it only got a B in the Glitspit rankings.
I think you should just watch. Coop and I have both done level 0 pre-chapter 4. I think you should watch those and then come back to us on Gale Force.
Yeah, you don't like need it. Like, it's not always necessary because RNG, right? But if you're doing like a challenge run like pre-chapter 4 pit, then
like if we're talking about the potential damage you can deal with a multi-hit move, Flurries is the most, bar none. Because you can potentially take out 4 15 HP poison puffs in one Gale Force.
And you get star points.
Which is insane. But at the same time, you could also just at the same time you can also fail all 4 poison puffs, and you know.
I mean, if that happens, just run, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Who cares?
So, I don't think this is S tier, but I do definitely think we're probably. I would slap this into A for sure.
Okay, so how often are you using this in Infinite Pit? Like, I
know
oh my god!
Okay, yeah, this isn't considered, but Gale Force is an S tier move in.
Okay, because I made these rankings after my Infinite Pit run.
Because
so I might be a bit biased. That's why I put it so high.
Okay.
But I still think it's a pretty good move, like top 10.
I mean, what I'm saying is that, like, yeah, I mean, it's a solid move. It gets you out of any sticky situation that's not like Clefs or Bristles or Piranha Plants. I think. Oh, actually, they might be not too bad. But anyway, only certain enemies really like don't care about Gale Force, and like I know that the level thing kind of makes it worse early on, but like a late game pick Gale Force is pretty good, and like later on as you gain levels in the pit in an earlier game one, like pre-chapter 4, pre-chapter 5 run, like solid enough, you're still gonna be like level 20 plus, you know?
Yeah, and also if you consider Chapter 3, the Glitz Pit, where you don't have like a whole lot of options. Like, yeah, you have the power shot, but you could pretty much Gale Force every single battle.
Dude, I definitely.
Sleep to get your full heal after every battle, and then Gale Force.
I definitely Gale Forced in my possible mode run against Tamabama and Flare and the Coopinators, so it works. I would say Gale Force is a. Oh, I don't know. You think it's above Shell Shield? You put. I don't know. It's pretty close in mine. It's pretty close in mine.
3 spots.
Mine
is 3 spots below. You put it 1 spot above.
I guess it should be probably worse. Yeah, put it below Shell Shield. Yeah.
Just yeah. I think it's just under though.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I mean, mine was 1 spot difference, so. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're.
Of Gale Force though.
I would say now we're getting into bad moves, but
nope. Bad moves. Nope.
No, I said now we are, but then I lied. I lied because Lip Lock is next, and Lip Lock is not bad. It is okay.
Okay, so we both put it at 11.
Oh, look at that.
Oh.
Yeah, it just is off the cusp of top 10 for me.
Yeah, I think what hurts it is Flurry's not that great outside of Gale Force, so
yeah. Like
if you're using her in a boss fight, yeah, you'll be using Lip Lock for sure, right?
Yeah, and it does if you have 2 power plus P's on, it does literally make every dragon, like, it invalidates them completely. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to guard anything. Put on 2 Feeling Fines. Put on Feeling Fine P. Don't guard any moves. Just use Flurry. Flurry wins. She cannot be defeated. So this move is why Flurry is a better tank than Bobbery.
Yeah, I've definitely used it. Like
yeah, like it's a solid
move.
Quite
a few of my challenge runs.
But do I think it's? But I mean, yeah, I think for me, I'm just thinking, is it B or C? But I don't know. Maybe I'm 11th. That feels B to me.
Yeah, I'll put it B.
Yeah, put it below.
Also, it pierces defense, so
that's yes, it's very. It's actually pretty good. It really suffers in normal enemy fights because attacking one enemy and healing is great, but it's like it doesn't. It's not as good when it's multiple enemies dealing damage multiple times.
It can also hit IQ Parabuzzies, so it's like you can 1-hit kill them just with the block.
Yeah.
One at a time, but I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, Lip Lock is pretty good. Okay, now we have finally a clear F tier. One of the worst moves in the game.
it got a high D in the Glitz Pit rankings.
I can't believe it, bro. I just don't understand. I don't understand, bro.
I used to like this move a lot.
I think we all kind of just.
I think just over time we started hating just RNG in general. You know,
yeah.
It's like,
well,
like you don't need you don't need evasion.
Yeah, and I think a big thing is, I don't know, man. We were just like, oh, it's a repel cape, but now, like years later, I'm like, just use a repel cape. Why waste the FP?
I mean, repel cape is a pretty bad item on its own. Right?
Yeah, but
it's unreliable.
And Dodgy, the thing again, Dodgy Fog's worst sin is not putting the status on both of them. Dodgy Fog only affects Mario. It's so silly. Like Flurry could literally just use a repel cape on Mario and it'd be the same move, but no FP cost.
And how often would you actually be bringing a repel cape in the first place, right?
Right.
It's not really a good status, so.
Yeah, I have it at the. I mean, and there are moves that are worse, but I have it in the bottom 5, actually.
Okay, so you have it at 24th. I have it at 21.
It's in the bottom. I made sure that my top 5 and bottom 5 were pretty strict. Like I made sure that Dodgy Fog was in the bottom 5 because I think it's one of the 5 worst moves in the game.
Okay.
And it's not like yours is like too much higher. So, I mean,
yeah,
it's worse than Tattle.
Yeah, I guess I'll agree that it's worse.
I think
it's. I mean, it's weird because I actually used to like it a lot, but now that I think about it, I actually never find use for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's because if you can't find use for a repel cape, you can't find use for this move, basically.
I mean, if you're going for like an evasive Mario strat, it could work. You know, like a couple close calls and then Dodgy Fog, right?
That is true. Yeah, yeah. But like, honestly, even just 2 close calls.
It's better than Cloud9 though.
It's better than Cloud9?
Is it?
Oh, I don't know. Is it better than Cloud9? Well, it has to be because I would say. Yeah, I would say it.
Division, right?
Yeah, I would say it is based on that alone. The stacking alone makes it better than Cloud9, but it's still really bad. That's it. For Flurry, honestly, she doesn't look terrible. It's really Dodgy Fog, man. Okay, here we go. Another clear S tier with Ground Pound. So, I think this move is the best move in the game. This is my number one above Multibonk.
Third best move for me.
Yeah.
So why do you have it better than Multibonk?
Because, well, twofold. One, because it gets rid of... It ignores any 5-cap boss, which happens more than you'd think. And two, it's 0 FP. So you could do more stuff with FP. You give more FP freedom. Like, for example, you could Rally Wink with Goombella and then do something with Yoshi, or maybe not Rally Wink with Goombella, but like Mario can do something with FP that affects Yoshi, and Yoshi doesn't have to worry about FP. You don't have to worry about recovering your FP to use Multibonk. Like, you could just Ground Pound. And this isn't like too much of a boost, but it is very good in level 0 because one power lift is pretty significant for a 4-hit Ground Pound compared to Headbonk.
So I think level 0 is the only thing it's got going if we're just comparing Ground Pound and Multibonk. Because there's actually only 2 bosses that have a 5-cap.
Listen, man, they're pretty important bosses.
Yeah, it's one of the best moves for sure.
I just don't think the extra 2 attack power makes Goombella suddenly. I just don't think it makes Goombella's Multibonk better.
But you'll be doing so much more damage with Multibonk.
I mean, I guess it really.
For 3 FP.
It really depends on the boss.
Like, unless you're actually using Yoshi for his other moves against the boss, feel like, or like if that FP really matters, you'll be using Yoshi, right?
Yeah, I just think Yoshi lets you.
Goombella
Yoshi lets you
for her
use...
power more often than Yoshi against bosses. At least.
I just think Yoshi lets you do more with FP.
Yeah.
But like, am I really gonna be that mad if Multibonk is above it? No, because like at the end of the day, they are basically the same move. One starts with 2 extra attack power, and one costs no FP. So it's like, I don't know. Really, they should probably just kind of. I mean, you really gotta split hairs to say which one is better than the other. Which is why I went the FP angle to give Ground Pound the edge.
Yeah.
But like, you know. But like, you know, if you look, I know this isn't really like an official challenge run, but if you look back at all of your like insane HP bosses that you did, you always used Yoshi. Always. To deal damage. You never used Goombella.
Yeah, I think it helps when your FP is capped, right?
Yeah.
Like for me, I play with 5 FP a lot, right? But that only really helps when you're going to be using Ground Pound or Multibonk repeatedly. So that'll be against high HP bosses like Shadow Queen or Bonetail. Yeah. And a lot of bosses in this game don't have a lot of HP. So usually just one Multibonk does it, right?
Yeah, one Multibonk or one Ground Pound usually finishes them off.
And when I'm stratting, like just either for fun or like for video, or I would always like play around with Yoshi.
Okay, here's one more thing.
I think I end up using finding like getting better results with Multibonk when I strat, just because it does more damage.
Here's one more thing. Yoshi doesn't need an upgrade to deal significant damage.
So like level 0?
No, not just level 0. What I'm saying is that like, I know that you get Ground Pound after you could potentially upgrade Goombella, but like Ground Pound on its own already, even with 4 bounces, deals significant damage to enemies. You literally just have to put Mega Rush P on him. You don't have to upgrade him at all.
That is true. Like, you could, like with just Mega Rush P and Power Rush P, you could destroy a boss with Ground Pound.
Even at 4 bounces.
Yeah, and a Multibonk would, like, it would be an overkill, right? I don't know.
No. I'm just saying, like, you get them basically around the same time, because if you're smart and you're upgrading Goombella quickly. But I'm just saying that ground pound out the gate is automatically a high damaging move that requires the easiest, like one of the easiest action commands in the game to deal significant damage. Like I said, I'm just trying to split hairs here, because again, they're basically the same move, right?
They are. Could go either way, honestly.
Yeah.
But would you use Goombella or Yoshi for, like, out of the gate? Like,
I mean, the thing is,
say like against Rockhawk or Grubba, would you be using Multibonk or ground pound?
Usually, okay. Well, usually I upgrade Yoshi to get 5 bounces, but like, if I'm being honest, like, either. I think one thing that does help though is that, like, if you were to go the non-upgrade Yoshi route, he starts with 10, so it's a little easier to manipulate down to 1 as opposed to basically needing point swap for Goombella, because 20 HP is way too much to get through quickly. That's just something. But I couldn't tell you what I would use. I think I use ground pound a little more, but I also use Rallywink a lot. So like, it's tough to say. I gave the edge to ground pound for all the splitting hair reasons I just gave. But I mean, again,
okay. I mean, just put it above Multibonk. It's fine.
I'm sorry, Coop. I'm sorry. Yeah, again, these could be in any order. I just think they're the best 2 moves in the game, for sure. Because they're basically the same.
Well, at least our top 4 are still intact, despite the swaps.
Yeah. Yes, your top 4. Well.
Oh,
I mean,
no. You have
my top 4 is different. But again, I had different. It was a one move difference for me. We'll get there. Let's talk about Gulp first. Let's talk about Gulp first.
So we both put it at 19.
Oh, really? Wow, both of us 19. We agreed actually quite a bit on the bottom, I guess.
I think I was hating on Gulp a bit too much here. When I
think so? I still think it's
not that good of a move, but
I still think it's pretty bad.
Yeah, it does have its uses, like
yeah.
I think even right out the gate, like in a good spit, not just against the Ironclads. You could use it against, like, Spinies or
I mean, we put Gulp
that's
in.
Pretty much it, though.
We put Gulp in D in the Glitz bit. Was D.
I think that feels right.
The thing is, like, Gulp is just again, it's limited by the hammer stuff, and, like, as a general rule, not a rule, but just like kind of a pattern you see is that, like, any move that's really bound by hammer that's single target is generally not, like, amazing. I think
the second hit also doesn't scale with power, so
right, which really sucks, even though it pierces, and it's a lot of FP. Like, Gulp is a lot of FP for what it does for you. It's 4, right? Like, that's a lot of FP, man. Right? It's 4 FP, not 3. Someone correct me if I'm wrong.
4 FP.
Okay, that's what I thought. I thought it was 4. Yeah, because I feel like if it were 3, maybe I'd be a little more forgiving, but 4 just feels like 4 FP. Yoshi hits 2 enemies, and for 4 FP, Goombella gives imagination. Like, I don't know. It just feels like it's really lacking. And I used to love this move too. I used to think Gulp was amazing when I was younger, and maybe even early into my. Probably even when I was doing level 0 double damage, I probably thought Gulp was good. But, like, then you start to think about it, and it's like, man, like, it's so limiting. The 4 FP, it's like, oh, what is happening? Gulp, please.
it's only 2 less FP than a Stampede, so, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, it's more expensive than Mini Egg. Like,
yeah, and Mini Egg is, which we'll talk about in a second, is pretty good, pretty okay.
I think it does help Yoshi slightly that he has a piercing attack.
I would agree. It gives value.
At the end of the day, it doesn't do a whole lot.
Yeah. Where did I put this? I put this.
It could one-shot Pokies though.
Put it below Body Slam. Was that the right call? I don't know. And we both put it below Body Slam, so below Body Slam it goes.
I think that's right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we mentioned it. Let's talk about Mini Egg.
Mini Egg, I put it at 9th. I may be overrating it a little bit.
I put it at 13th. I don't know. It's weird because there is a window with attack and defense where Mini Egg deals more damage than Multibonk and Ground Pound, right? Especially if he's at Ultra rank. But like, if you scale even higher, then you know Multibonk and Ground Pound just obliterate it. But there is a place where Mini Egg does deal significant damage, and it's 3 FP.
It shrinks enemies too, which can be useful against some bosses.
Yeah. Yeah, you can shrink Shadow Queen, right?
It's pretty much, yes, it's pretty much like the first phase, but
the fact that like you can...
it being like 3 or 4 hits, it's pretty much a guaranteed shrink. So.
Right, which is really good if you're factoring shrink. It's one of the few like statuses you can inflict reliably on bosses if they're susceptible enough to, right? So it's like,
yeah,
it's definitely not bad. You get that 4th hit only at Ultra, which I think is a downside, but 3 is still solid. I don't think it's terrible. Yeah,
so the thing with Mini Egg is like, if you're just thinking power, in most cases it's outclassed by Ground Pound if you're using Yoshi, right? I know you said there's a small window where more damage, but at the same time it costs FP, right? And if you're going with for shrink strats, like there's not a whole lot of bosses you could use it on, but at the same time, like if you really need to use it, it's pretty much guaranteed. I
put it above Shell Toss, and you did too. So I think my main question, I would put it top of C. Would you put it bottom of B?
I would definitely put it in B.
Okay,
that's just me. Like, no, maybe low B, but it's like
okay. Okay.
Ooh, maybe, yeah, I don't know. I think it's better than Lip Lock just because it's Yoshi.
Oh, I do think it's better than Lip Lock?
I do think so.
I mean,
just because Flurry in general doesn't get a lot of use. So
yeah, I don't know.
I feel like
I put it so much lower than... No, I didn't. Okay, never mind. I'll put it below. I'll put it above Lip Lock. I didn't put it too much lower than Lip Lock. I mean, it's only 13th, so... Yeah, I think it shakes out. I would say that Mini Egg goes above.
Yeah, I do have like a strat video coming up pretty soon.
Yo? So, be on the lookout. Be on the lookout, friends. Subscribe to Coop.
Oh, and that level 3 3 item strat that I put up.
Yes.
In the chat, I used Mini Egg, so.
You did. Okay. Let's talk about Stampede.
So by 4th, do you mean to put it in S tier, Kappy?
I don't know. I think so. I'm pretty sure I would put it in S tier. If there was a fifth S tier move, this would be it.
Because I have it in 6th, right?
Yeah.
So
yes.
Which probably means it goes in A. I think for me, what's holding it back is the FP costs and the fact that quick change theory.
What do you mean QC theory?
You don't need it.
Oh, I guess
you don't need it all the time. That's the thing. Like,
all right, I guess.
So if enemies had like 100 HP, for example, or like 10 times their normal HP, then yes, Stampede, you'll be using it a lot.
Okay,
right?
Maybe Infinite Pit biasing me a little. It's nerfed in Infinite Pit too.
No, it's still amazing in Infinite Pit.
I know, but I'm just saying it doesn't hit literally everything. Okay, I would probably concede that Power Shell is better than this move. If I were to redo my ranking, I would probably put it. I would still think it's top 5. I still think it's 5th best move. I don't think it's.
I wouldn't argue
because like we did have some like there are some strats where Yoshi can Stampede. Yeah, like Sirens 2, it's amazing.
So
you used it in your
bosses.
You used it in your Shadow Queen thing.
Yes. So against bosses, it's just useful against Shadow Sirens, Shadow Queen, That's what makes Yoshi better than Gubella against Shadow Queen, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And
is it not good at? I guess you can't. Oh, you can't use it against Cortez.
You could use it against Bowser, Kappy, but it's like.
I mean that's. You could also use it against Grotus too. It's not like a terrible idea.
I think
I kind of want to explore that now. Yeah, I mean usually you just use Fiery Jinx, but I don't know. Maybe it's time to try out a Stampede strat against Grotus. That might be fire. Hold on. Huh?
He does have a lot of defense.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Maybe it might be time to explore. It might be good because one of the things I think Stampede does well is that even though enemies might have defense, like even like 2 defense is not enough for Power Bounce, Multibonk, and Ground Pound to care too much, right? And Stampede is just a hit literally everything with Ground Pound. Like it's just a massive AoE Ground Pound on every enemy. For no reason, by the way. I don't know why it can hit aerial enemies, but it can.
I think that was a mistake.
Probably, but you know, it helps it. So, I don't know. It might be okay. Against Grotus. I don't know, I'm definitely gonna. That sounds like something fun to do. Anyway. Yeah.
I do get it pretty late. So.
Yeah, you get it late. I do think that QC theory thing makes sense because you're right. You can just run through everything with Stampede, but do you need to? Do you really need it? Probably not. Probably not.
I mean, if you use it every battle in the pit, like,
let me see.
You're gonna burn out your FP pretty fast.
I just don't know if I could put.
Like, there's other things you could do with, like, you could deal like easily deal 10+ damage with a Power Shell and an Earth Tremor.
If I'm thinking like truly, how much I use moves, I probably use Shell Slam more than Stampede. But,
interesting.
But like,
I think Stampede is.
I do think Stampede is
above
better.
Shell Slam.
Yeah, I do. I think that too. Like, I just don't know because I'm looking at like Gale Force and Shell Shield, and I'm just thinking, is that better than Stampede? I don't know. I don't know if I can put Shell Shield above Stampede. That would be like the thing. So I think
I'd be okay putting it above.
I think I'm okay putting it at top of A.
Yeah,
I think I'm okay with that.
So in the Glitz Pit rankings, they got an A. Headbonk was the other A.
Oh yeah,
that's right. Got a B.
Yeah. Okay.
I would leave it an A.
Yeah. Okay. I'll put it at top of A then. Put it at top of A. That seems fine. Okay, let's move on to Vivian. We got
this was your highest ranked
basic move. Yes.
Above Headbonk.
Yes.
We both put it at 10th though.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, it's weird. I feel like Shade Fist, Lip Lock, and Headbonk I feel like I could put them in any of those 3 spots and it might be okay. I know Shade Fist is hammer, but I feel like Vivian hits basically almost everything that Flurry can, but better.
Yeah.
And I think that pushes it for me. It's also really good in any pit run. Any pit run where you have Vivian, it's immediately good. Because you can lock Dark Wizards and Elite Wizards. Especially in level 0.
And if you lock them, you could pretty much full heal your party.
Yeah, which is amazing. Right? Yeah, so I don't know. I just think that all that utility outweighed the raw damage Headbonk can deal. Because I feel like I'm using Shade Fist way more than Headbonk. Like, I'm using Shade Fist for way more things, and Headbonk is just an afterthought if I'm not using Multibonk.
Yeah, and if you're thinking level 0 too, it's one of the best moves.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's
3 damage plus burn.
Yeah, so. It's very good. So, I mean, this is top of B or bottom of A for me.
Okay. Yeah, I'm okay putting it top of B.
Okay.
I don't know about putting it in A.
Yeah, no. I agree. I mean, I was just saying I could see it bottom A. I wouldn't like that, not really. too much. I wouldn't raise an eyebrow.
You did kind of talk bad about it. Like you were like,
Shade
hey,
Fist?
you put it above lip lock? Yeah, when my rankings first came out, you were like, that's wild.
Did I say that?
You
I'm
did.
sorry. I'm sorry. Actually, I must have thought
And
about
then
it and agreed.
when your list came out,
I'm pretty sure I thought about it and then I just agreed. I was like, oh yeah, this makes sense.
yeah,
I
and I was
thought long
telling
and
you,
hard
like,
about it.
well, wizards are. It's because of wizards, and he's like,
Yeah, I wasn't thinking. I was definitely not thinking about it then. But then I was like, I thought about it more, and I was like, oh yeah, it's better than. It's definitely better than lip lock. I think.
yeah. I mean, even if lip lock is like, I guess the more powerful move. I mean, Shade Fist is free, right?
Exactly. Yeah. It just does a lot. I think the utility of Shade Fist is pretty. Sometimes I think understated.
Yeah, but I feel good putting them in the same tier.
Yeah. Okay, let's do another really bad move. I don't even know where I'm putting.
Well, that
this
that
actually
one comment
goes.
that we got under both our lists.
What's the guy who said Veil was really bad?
Yeah, it is bad.
It is bad. Don't get me wrong, Veil is really bad.
But it does have niche uses, which makes it better than the other moves that don't have any uses.
2 amazing uses for Veil. I'm coming at you with it right now. Number 1, 4 Bob-ombast in a level 0 run. You can't beat them. Just use Veil. You could just Veil. Restore all your star power, heal yourself up, and then Veil when they explode. Right?
Right.
Number
or you
2,
could just Earth Tremor them twice.
Well, or you can just Earth Tremor them.
That does cost star power.
Yeah, we're trying to conserve our resources in level 0.
Yeah.
Number 2, Shadow Queen level 0, turn number 3, where she's guaranteed to use the Dead Hands drag after using Power Lift. It's piercing, it's unsuper guardable, you will die. Use Veil to avoid it, and then super guard the next move she does. Unless she uses hand drag again via RNG, but at least you have the chance to not insta-die on turn 3.
Number 3, you could use it against those hyper enemies.
Oh yeah, really. Oh, the normal use. Shh, we don't talk about the normal use. Oh, number 4, Cortez. You can loop Cortez phase 2 with Veil.
You do need FP drain for that though, and that's that is a pretty interesting strat, but at the same time, it's very it's a very special case. Yeah,
it's a cool use, but I wouldn't say it's like amazing. But the thing is, like, when you look at like Tattle and Dodgy Fog, they don't really. Tattle has one use really, and that's Prologue Pit. And then you look at everything at Dodgy Fog, and there's basically nothing. So how can Veil be worse than moves that it had when it has more uses in real challenges that challenge runners have done, right? Okay. So, and it's available immediately, so you can use it on level 0. I don't know.
Does it go in F though? I mean,
come on, man. I don't know. Wait a minute.
Maybe low D.
Low D? Wait, where did the glitch pit put it? Oh,
I think they put it in D.
No way. Okay, I'll do low D.
I think it's worse than Gulp.
Oh my god, no, it's in C, bro. It's in the top of C. Wait, what is happening? No, who did this?
Wait, what?
Wait. This isn't Veil. I'm sorry. This isn't Veil.
No, it's in low D.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I messed it up. This is Shade Fist. I don't know how I moved those around. I'm sorry. I was like looking at the green. My bad. This is Shade Fist. This is Veil. My bad. Okay, never mind. It is bottom of D. I was looking at the green.
I think if there was an E tier, it's definitely an E.
Yeah, but I think this is fine. Let's move on to Fiery Jinx now, for real.
So it's basically what Shadow Slam can't do, and vice versa.
Yes.
They both pierce defense, but Shadow Slam can't hit airborne enemies, which Fire Jinx can, and Fire Jinx can't hit enemies aiming to fire, which Shadow Slam can. So
yes,
they're not interchangeable, but it's like
Yes.
They do what the other moves.
I put Fire Jinx and Shell Slam like right next to each other, and Shell Slam just eked out above Fire Jinx for me.
Yeah, I do. So I put it lower than Shell Slam, or I put it above Shell Slam, but looking back, I think it's slightly worse, but just slightly. So
yeah, I mean, it needs to be right below Shell Slam. I think. Yeah. Based on like how our list has shaken out, that's where it needs to go.
Also, I don't think. Well, Fire Jinx does like fight against Stampede and maybe Bob-ombast. Like you could argue that Shell Slam it has Power Shell to compete against in a way, right? But Fire Jinx doesn't really have a direct competition. Though at the same time, it's usually like not. You won't be using it as often as something like maybe like Earth Tremor or Stampede.
Yeah, and one thing that really hurts Fiery Jinx for me is that it doesn't get an extra point of power at Ultra Rank.
Yeah, that does hurt it a lot.
But that also means that you only need to upgrade Vivian once to get like max use out of her. Because you won't be using her Ultra move, that's for sure. So, I mean, that's something to be said.
Shell Slam, it doesn't get a lot of use against bosses, right?
Yeah. Well, except for Grotus. Except for Grotus. It does have
more use against bosses than Shell Slam.
Yes, it does. Because Grotus is a very... Even Shadow Queen, you could use it, and it's okay.
Yeah. It's not Stampede, though.
I know. Yeah, you can do any of them. I'm just saying, like, you can use it against Shadow Queen.
You can use it against Cortez.
Oh, yeah, you can. Oh, yeah, that's a good use, too. Actually, I think that KOs all the blades.
You don't even get any the Ultra Rank, like Shell Slam or Stampede.
Yeah, that's not bad either. So. Yeah, so yeah, I think right under Shell Slam is where it's going. I think a lot of people thought this move is like super amazing, but I mean, you really got to see the limitations, like the FP, the inability to hit clefts, bristles,
like only like
fuzzy beetles. I know, but I'm just saying, like the general opinion thinks they think Fiery Jinx is incredible, but it's like I don't know. It's still solid though.
Spit rankings.
It's still solid though. Okay, well, where did I put this one? We both put it here. This is the second worst move in the game.
I think it's pretty good. It's
okay,
it wins an enemy.
Oh my god, bro! Alright, this guy got infinite fit on the brain. This move would be I mean, it's definitely higher in infinite fit, but in vanilla, bro, this.
Okay, does it actually get that much use in infinite fit when you're not fighting against like 10 times enemy?
If you're not speedrunning, it's okay. And sometimes you can use it in speedrunning to beat a high HP enemy that you couldn't kill otherwise.
Oh yeah, right.
Because if you get them on your side, you instantly win. Yeah. So it's not like it's not
terrible.
Yeah. But in this game, it's so bad because it's just confusion.
Okay, what makes it better than Tease though?
I don't know.
It costs more.
Why did we? I don't know, man. What do you mean?
I think we just hate Mowz.
Well, no, I just think Tease. I think Dizzy is worse than Confusion.
That is true.
Like this is still an area-wide confuse that you can use, and like in the 80s, you could confuse all the Tarantulas and they could just hit each other.
Tease can't be 100%.
Wait, what? Wait, is that facts? Wait, I didn't actually know that.
Actually, I have a question about Tease. If you fill it up to like full, but you actually exceed the bar, so like by the time you finish the action command, it's red. Does that mean you failed the action command, or is it like
I don't?
Are you gonna get a good result?
I don't think so. I think it just goes wherever the bar is. Well, actually, I don't know. I don't know what the red.
I've actually mastered.
Okay.
I've actually mastered this action command.
You've mastered?
Yes. Count mouse like don't press A from the beginning. Wait, we'll talk about it later.
Okay, we'll talk about it later. Anyway, Infatuate is really bad. Because Confuse is pretty bad.
Yeah.
So, like, in any scenario, there's no reason to use this usually when you can just deal damage and or use an item. This is a Ruin Powder in a move. I hate moves that are just items. I hate it.
What's funny is enemies holding Ruin Power will destroy you, but if you're the one using...
I know, seriously.
If you're the one inflicting confuse on enemies, it's like, you don't want to do that, but it's RNG.
It's really not that good against bosses. It's RNG. The action command, I don't know, I'm not going to say the action command is really that bad.
You know what would have been cool if Vivian had this move in Chapter 2?
Yes.
Fighting against us.
Yes, it would have. That would have been very cool. At least she uses Fiery Jinx. Anyway, like this move is really bad. It's just like, again, there's just no reason to use this move, and I think there's less of a reason to use Infatuate than there is Dodgy Fog.
For sure.
Yeah, so it's the second worst move in the game. Alright, that's it for Vivian. Yo, let's look at our boy Bobbery. Bomb. Where did we place Bomb? Oh, actually, around the same area. Middle of the pack. I think
level... put it 16th. Yeah. I put it 14th.
I think level 0...
And I put it above Shell Toss. You put it below Shell Toss.
Okay, okay. So I think I took into account that, like, a souped up Koops has a better first strike, and, like, Shell Toss is still just, like, okay compared to Bomb. But, Bomb at level 0 is very good.
Yes, it is. What else? I mean, you do get Shell Toss earlier, so that might be helping
earlier. Yeah,
a little bit. So
oh, it's true. I mean, you get it way earlier. Oh, Bomb is basically below Shell Toss in the Glitzpit ranking too. Yeah, only 2 spots.
So what makes it better than Body Slam, though? I mean, just one spot above Body Slam for you.
For me,
I put it 2 spots above.
I really think, honestly, it's gotta. I feel like level 0 kind of influenced me a lot.
It's just level 0, right?
But also it can flip Clefs.
Oh right.
Which is actually pretty useful. It's not like amazingly useful, but it's something. Another thing is that I know that Bobbery creates a lot of stage effects, but the fact does Bomb clear Fog? I can't remember.
There's Fog. Yes, it does.
Yeah, I mean that alone also is like a really cool feature. I know basically his appeal does too, but
yeah, Body Slam does cause more stage effects than Bomb, if I'm not mistaken. So that might.
Oh, I mean,
make it worse.
Yeah, that's crazy. Oh, that's really cool, Did Easter? Yeah, I knew about Bob-ombast. I didn't know about Bomb Squad actually.
Appeal also misses.
Amazing. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, it does 6 damage, which is nice at Ultra. It's just a solid move overall. Like, if you're looking at base moves, I do think Bomb is like.
Oh, also, okay. Cortez, Bomb is pretty good because if you're going for Bomb Squad strats, you'll be using Bomb for sure.
Absolutely, yeah. You're not gonna swap out the Koops just to Shell Toss, right? Like,
it does more damage, so it's like, why not?
Yeah.
Oh, and Bomb at base rank does more damage than Shell Toss at super rank. So, because it does 4 damage at base rank, Shell Toss does 3.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and I still think Shell Toss is. Did you put Shell Toss below? Oh, you did. Right, just below. Just
one
below.
Spot below.
Okay. Yeah, and I put it to. Okay.
But it could go either way.
Yeah, I mean, honestly. I'm okay putting it. Well, I don't know. Where do you want to put it? Below? Above?
It doesn't matter. I'm okay. I'm okay with whatever.
Let me just look at the list. I think below, just based on how we placed it.
Looks right to me.
Okay, let's talk about Bomb Squad. I think Bomb Squad. Where did I put Bomb Squad? I mean, I think Bomb Squad.
Bomb Squad 15th for you, 17th for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's. It definitely. I feel like I used to rate it way worse.
Same here.
But
I used to think it was the second worst move in the game.
Yeah, but now I definitely think, I don't know.
It's still got niche uses, right? It's like,
yeah, it's got some pretty, and it's not just Shadow Queen Phase 2 skipping. Like, it can completely eradicate Cortez Phase 2. It's surprisingly powerful in level 0.
Yeah.
And it's
but at the same time, it's like there's only a few bosses that it's useful.
Yeah, it's only a few things, and it's really bad against normal enemies. Like really bad.
Yeah. So Cortez, Grump, possibly Smorg, right?
It's amazing against Smorg in Impossible Mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible.
I guess you can use it against Grotus in Impossible Mode.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Another thing about Bomb that we forgot to mention is that Bomb bypasses all of Grotus X defense. So you can have 3 Grotus X's out, and Bomb will still deal damage as if he has none.
That's weird.
Yeah. It's part of the reason why Impossible Mode Grotus is even possible, because holy shit, if you had to deal even more damage, it'd be wild. So, anyway.
Was it better or worse than Bomb? And does it go in C or possibly D? I don't know.
I think Bomb Squad is better than Bomb. I put it above, right above Bomb. You put it... Oh, you put it...
I put it 1...
2.
Or I put it...
A few spots.
Well, I put it 3 spots below Bomb.
Yeah.
I think it's just because of the niche use.
Yeah, I think it's... Right? I think based on that, we'll put it... Oh, oops. Sorry. We'll put it right below Bomb.
Yeah,
that's where I think it goes.
I do think. I guess in a strategy where you're using Bobbery, you'll be using Bomb Squad, right? But you'd also be using Bomb, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I think Bomb is useful in more situations. It's more applicable than Bomb Squad.
And level 0, you'll be using Bomb way more.
Yeah, way more.
Yeah. So yeah, that looks good to me.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Hold fast. Where did I put hold fast? I think it's above. Yeah.
Oh, you didn't put it 26th. You put it 25th. Okay.
I did. Listen,
I have it at 26th.
Just hate Mowz, bro. Okay, we'll get to that. But this is definitely where it's gonna be, because we both put Tattle above hold fast. So, but hold fast also above these two. So. Hold fast is just return postage that costs FP instead of BP. God damn it. I hate these parts.
It does surprisingly well against the swoops, though.
It does, and it's great against Bowser, of all characters. Because it locks him into bite.
Yeah, I think me putting it at 26 might be a little bit...
Well, we'll see. Well, let me talk about Kiss Thief when we get there, and maybe you'll change your mind.
It is pretty bad.
It's pretty bad. I mean, I put it 25th, just one above, so
there, yeah.
It's just like the thing is, hold fast has the same issue that return postage has, and it's not availability. It's the fact that a lot of moves that you think would probably hit enemies, like Dragon Stomp, doesn't make contact. Like, they don't get hit by stuff, like by hold fast and return postage. So you're left sitting there confused and frustrated. Yeah, like wondering why it's not working. And then so many enemies have ranged attacks, like it's just bad, bro.
Yeah, and the niche uses it has, like I guess against Bowser or I guess the soups. There are better moves too.
Yeah.
Right? There's other ways to just beat them. So
yeah, like you could use it against Prompt Plants and Bristles and Clefs, but why? Just use Bob-ombast. If you're really gonna go the Bobbery route, you know.
Enough damage actually not that good.
No, I know they have to. Yeah. It's really bad.
You use it for like Bowser. It's not you're not doing it for half damage inflicted back to him.
You're
right?
doing it to lock him into bite.
Yeah, you never use it for half damage. That's the thing.
Yeah,
so.
but you can use it. So above Infatuate and Dodgy Fog. Wait, I'm sorry. Dodgy Fog. I'm sorry. Dodgy Fog is above these. My bad. Is above this in both of our lists. So above Infatuate it goes.
You know, you could actually make an argument of it being better than Dodgy Fog, but
you could
definitely, because there's no RNG element to hold fast, right?
You could, so. I mean, you could say that it has use. Well, actually, maybe it is better than Dodgy Fog. It's more you can actually use it in a strategy compared to Dodgy Fog. Maybe we should put it above Dodgy Fog.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Like, you can actually use it. It's not great, but it has use. I don't know. It's a bad use.
I put it 5 spots below Dodgy Fog, but
oh my god!
Like I said, there is a case for it being better.
Yeah. I only put it 1 below Dodgy Fog. We're just gonna leave it above. We're gonna leave it above. It'll be fine. Okay, let's talk about Bob-ombast. So
it's expensive.
It is 9 FP. I'm sorry, 8 FP. 9 FP? How much FP?
9.
Is it? 9. Okay. Which, to be fair, lets you go from 10 to 1, and you can point swap off of it, which is kind of cool. The thing is, it's affected by defense. It's got a decent base, though. It's like 8 damage base. It's not bad.
Well, it's better. I guess it does more damage in, Shell Slam or.
It unfortunately gets.
It does not pierce defense though.
No, it doesn't pierce, and some enemies are immune to explosions, and so you can't hit them, which kind of sucks. I think that's just the Buzzy Beetles, but it's still bad.
I think the only time so it's good to compare this move to Stampede because they're the 2 moves that don't cost or don't pierce defense, right?
And hit everything?
Yeah, and they hit everything. So I like to compare these 2.
Okay.
And Stampede is I think the only time where Bob-ombast beats out Stampede is when you're against enemies that have like varying defense. So like you know that enemy loadout in the 70s where you got like a Swipla, Dark Patrol, or Phantom Member, and a Chain Chomp?
Yes.
I think Bob-ombast you would use that over any of the other 3 moves: Fiery Jinx, Shell Slam, and Stampede. But that's like one of the few cases where it probably beats out all 3 moves.
Okay.
It could hurt Chain Chomps, right?
Yeah, it can hurt Chain Chomps. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I think only the Buzzy Beetle family is immune to explosions.
Okay. Yeah. So like that enemy loadout in particular, it's like you got flying enemies, right? Enemies with high defense.
Yeah.
Right? You got a fire enemy in there, right? So, yeah. I'm sure there's other enemy loadouts where it could potentially be better, right? Like just like maybe something like an Ice Puff and a Moonclef maybe, or like if you have multiple enemies of those types. Right?
I think one thing we forgot to mention is that Bob-ombast and Bomb do 1 extra point of damage to fire enemies. That's something to take into consideration, like a triple. I don't know, the triple, not triple, the 5 Phantom Member loadout. Not that I would probably use with Bombast there, but one other thing is it also flips all clefs on the field. So if you go against 4 Moonclefs, you can flip all of them with 1 Bob-ombast.
It also grounds Spiky Parabuzzies.
It does, huh? Yeah, which is kind of cool. So yeah, I mean, we both put it in the same spot. We both put
actually
it
like against 4 Spiky Parabuzzies, you would yes, obviously use Earth Tremor, but technically, if you can only use the 4 moves, right, you'd be using Bob-ombast over Stampede, Fire Jinx, and Shell Slam, right? So
oh yeah,
there are those types of enemy loadouts where it actually beats out the 3 moves, right?
Yeah.
Despite its high FP costs. It's just that there are so many other options you can do outside of those 4 partner moves.
Absolutely.
And that's what hurts it so much.
Yep. But we both put it right above Gulp, so right above Gulp it goes. Like we both literally have Veil, Gulp, and Bob-ombast in the same spots.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So there they are, right above Gulp. Yeah.
And it was a D tier in our Spit rankings, so
it was. Yes. Okay, that's it for Bobbery. Let's. Okay, it's finally time. It's finally time to talk about Mowz. Here we go. Okay, Love Slap.
I think by the end of this, the F tier is gonna have 8 moves.
I don't know.
I was thinking like...
Wait, Love Slap might... Wait, Smooch might be TT. Anyway.
I was kind of surprised just looking at this. I'm like, there's not enough F tiers in here. Well, I wonder why. It's like, I was expecting it to be more full.
Yeah.
Like, oh, because we're saving that Mowz.
You were saving it for Mowz. Alright, so Love Slap is piercing, 4 damage, hammer-esque move that gets no star power when you do the stylish because it's bugged. But it's not really bugged. Everyone just hates Mowz.
Does that really hurt it that much though? I don't know.
I would say not being... I mean...
Just a little bit, right?
I would say yes, a little bit. Not enough to be significant.
It contributes to it.
I just think the developers hated Mowz, and so they made it unable to get stylish star power. The hating... Nah. Shh, Shady Aster, shh. Don't let them know. Don't let them know.
Okay, so the question is it better than Tattle? Because
we both
was questioning me about putting it above Tattle.
Really? We actually both put Love Slap 1 spot above Tattle.
I do think it might get more uses than Tattle though.
Listen, man.
Outside of...
Can we just point to my Shadow Queen strat? I used Mowz! I used Love Slap! Can't tattle that, bro. Listen, I don't even think... Love Slap is a bad move. Yes. But you could use it in a strategy where the piercing actually matters.
Like what, against chain chomps?
Like, you can use it... Like, it has a use in level 0 because it does the same damage against any enemy with 2 defense, which is quite a few in Chapter 8.
It does 2 damage.
Yeah. But Bomb also does 2, and Vivian does 1 plus 1 with Burn, which is also 2.
Plus 1.
No, that's what I'm saying. The one she does 1. Oh, well, yeah, okay. I mean, true, but I'm talking about attacking every turn, so... I don't really count that. That's second burn, usually, when I'm thinking about, like, the damage that she's dealing.
Mowz is like... There's no bosses with 3+ defense.
No, but...
So,
there are...
Even if you're gonna be... Even if you don't... Even if you have, like... even if you have a Mario power setup for your strategy that doesn't involve Goombella's Rally Wink, you can't really be using Mowz. Like,
no,
I mean, if you're just there for like the 4 damage against a 2 defense boss, you could just use Bobby's Bomb or even Body
It's true, but it's like the fact that there's a partner that can substitute in case Bobby goes down or something is nice. Just like Vivian.
But then
I think
like the tiebreaker to that is like the star power, right? It doesn't give you star power.
Oh, that's true. That is true. I mean, do you think it's worse than Tattle?
I still think it's better, maybe.
I feel like you could actually. I feel like you could actually use it. I did use it. I found a use for it. I don't know. I just don't think it's like. I just don't think like the star power is enough of a knock to be like, oh yeah, it's worse than Tattle. That's what I'm saying. I think the fact that Mowz can deal some damage, like I still think it's top of F tier.
So like, say you're doing it some insane, or it doesn't even have to be insane, but like just any pit challenge, and you're up against Bone Tail, and I don't know, maybe you're down to Goombella and Mowz.
I'm just saying.
You would use Love Slap before Tattle, right? I guess you would use Headbonk before Love Slap, but
I guess it really depends. Like, you know, if you're lifting,
you wouldn't be using Tattle
too, like
ever.
No, you wouldn't be using Tattle ever. No. So the question is it top of F or bottom of D?
I think it's probably. I don't know. I think I would put it in an F.
Okay. I mean, I would too, but it's above Tattle.
You put it 22nd, so.
I guess that could be bottom.
I have it at 24. So.
I don't know, man. No, I don't think so. I think the next move, not the next move, but the other next move might break the D tier.
Actually, is it so? Like, even though you don't have much use for Love Slap, like, maybe if you use it more often than, like, say, Veil, right? That's like, that one's just really niche.
I don't know. I think I use Veil more than I use Love Slap.
Okay. Yeah.
In general.
You can F them.
Okay, okay. let's talk. Okay, here we go. Okay, so ours is not too much different, but I think Kiss Thief is the third worst move in the game.
I actually put it above Love Slap, and I'm
did.
kind of regretting that.
Okay, I need to talk. I need to talk to everybody right now. Okay, I need to spit some facts about Love Slap. I've said this like 5 times on stream already. Okay, but Kiss Thief is really, really, really bad. Why is it bad? Because even though you can steal an item or steal a badge, the percentage chance that an enemy is going to hold it when you need that badge is not good. It's so not good that it's basically completely, totally, utterly unreliable. And if you can't rely on this, then it's bad. And like, someone's gonna come in here, someone's gonna come to these comments, and they're gonna be like, Kappy, but you can get an extra Mega Rush P. What if I see a Power Plus or a Jumpman? No, it doesn't matter, because there are millions of other playthroughs where they're not getting that badge, and that does not make it good.
What if you're doing a pit run and then you're out of life shrooms and you're up against Starcross, who are weak to sleep? You could put it to sleep, and then just Kiss Thief it until you got.
Are you serious?
Life shrooms.
Well, I mean,
it doesn't take that long.
It doesn't really not take that long.
Or what if you're against 5 elite wizards and the first one has a stopwatch?
Listen,
you're
man.
be taking that.
Yeah, but like, it has to be the first one. It has to be the first one with the stopwatch, because you can't Kiss Thief anything. Kiss Thief has hammer range, and you can't even Kiss Thief aerial enemies.
You can't even Kiss Thief side spiky enemies,
like,
or fire enemies.
Yeah, like, no. This move is utter trash. It's bad. It's really bad. So I think it's the third worst move in the game.
So I guess the reason I put it like a little bit high is like for those reasons that I just said, and the fact that it could potentially break the game, even though it's not like really considered in challenge running. But that's the reason I put it. But considering that it doesn't even work on a number of enemies, like enemies, that's what makes it bad.
Yeah,
it's definitely worse than Love Slap and Tattle, I think.
I put it below. I put it below Hold Fast.
Yeah. I don't know. It's okay. So the thing with Kiss Thief, I think it's hard to rank because it's such a different move.
I don't know, man.
It's compared to.
I guess it's just
it's a special move.
It is a special move. I'll agree with that.
I mean, if you put it in the very bottom, I'll be like, that's it. Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah. Listen, man. It's gotta be. If it's not in the bottom 3, I can't continue with this list, man. It's that bad.
Did it get points for being the only partner move that costs 2 FP though?
No, it does not.
Crazy barrel swap.
Oh my god, bro. No. This is where I'm putting it. We both put it under Dodgy Fog, so I think this is great. This is good.
No complaints. Because it's just
okay.
It's bad and it's just a weird move.
Okay, I think you should talk about this one because you've used it more than anybody, I think, and that's not Tease, Smooch.
No, Tease is next though.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next, but I think you should talk about Smooch.
No, Tease is the super rank move.
Oh, it is. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I thought Smooch was super rank. This is how little I use Mowz. I'm sorry. Okay, never mind. Well, Tease, both of us, worst move in the game. Because
I've mastered this move though.
Okay.
I know how to get a full bar.
Okay.
You just wait for Mowz to like, you know how like before she performs the move, she's like walking on the spot, like.
Yes.
Right. You just count 14 steps.
That's
and then you hold
crazy. Okay.
You can get a full bar like maybe 50% of the time.
Okay.
So
Let me ask you.
I think mastering it is kind of an overstatement, but I'm just saying. There's a strategy to this.
Let me ask you, as someone who has mastered Tease, is it still the worst move in the game?
Yeah. Sure. Like, not even close.
It's so bad. And, like, the reason why is it's dizzy. It's literally... I actually hate it. This is an issue with ttyd in its combat, but Dizzy and Repel, like Dodgy, are the same status. Like, basically. Except Dizzy affects only enemies, and Repel affects Mario. So, given this scenario, wouldn't it be better to be dodgy than it would to maybe make all the enemies dizzy? And the answer is yes. And so, Tease.
So that's why we ranked Dodgy Fog like a little bit higher.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
Like back in the day, because it's so much better than Tease.
Yes,
right?
Dude. Yes, Tease was the worst move for the Glitz Pit as well. By the way,
did you make a case that it's better than Infatuate though, because it costs 1 less FP?
No, I don't. I think. I mean, no, I can't, because Confuse at least comes with some. I don't know. Confused is probably a worse status. No. Dizzy, because Dizzy and Confuse both affect enemies. So I would say Confusion is the better status to inflict.
What they should have done to Tease is make it cause multiple statuses.
Yes.
Like Dizzy, Confuse.
Oh yeah.
And potentially.
Well, and
like,
availability.
Allergic Tease.
If all of Chapter 5. Wait, what do you mean? Only Chapter 5. What about like the other chapter?
That's before you get Dodgy Fog, right? You don't have Dodgy Fog in Chapter 5.
That's so insane, bro. That's okay. True.
I think you can use it against Cortez's weapons too.
Oh my god.
And Cortez himself.
You can tease blades? Oh yeah, you don't have Mowz before Wait, can't you get Mowz before or after Chapter 4? Am I tripping?
Technically before Chapter 5, but like, yeah.
Oh, but you don't get. Oh, but you don't. Oh, you don't get teased by Chapter. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Wait, what?
You don't
you
get.
do get teased.
No. In Chapter 5.
Before Chapter 5. It's a super rank move, so.
Yeah. Oh, you're right.
Her first dialogue in the game is when you go to the 1,000-year door right after Chapter 4. So.
Dang. Okay. Well.
Technically before Chapter 5.
That's true. But it doesn't matter. Tease still sucks.
Pre-Chapter 5 pit.
Oh my god, it's still the worst move in the game. Okay. Now it's time for Coop to talk about his favorite Mowz move. Smooch. Have at it.
You did put it higher than me. You put it at 21, I put it at 20.
Did. And that's... What is that because
That's
of?
because of Dodgy Fog.
Oh, Kiss Thief. Oh yeah, it is because of Dodgy Fog. Yes.
So I like Smooch because it's not RNG, right? It's so expensive and you don't need it 90% of the time. But you could also you could heal any amount of HP from 1 to 10. And that could be sort of cool.
It's very cool.
Sort of useful, I guess.
It still sucks, but it's very cool. It's probably the most useful of Mowz's moves, considering what you've been able to do with it.
So it's like, I would say, if it costed maybe 4 FP, like Dodgy Fog, right? A Super Shroom costs the same as a
I know, dude.
Cape.
You spent 10 FP to...
Why is Smooch 6 FP more than Dodgy
Fog? I know, dude. It's 10 FP to heal, to use a Super Shroom.
I think that's why I've always ranked it lower than Dodgy Fog. Just because I like comparing things like that. Just the cost of the equivalent, the items. But when you really think about it, Smooch is better than Dodgy Fog, right? Because of the RNG.
It's that, and I think the ability to heal any amount is something that should be noted, as a use. You can do some stuff with it. It won't be optimal because you're using 10 FP, but you can do something with it. And it's not like I think for me, one thing I've started to gravitate away from, and I think this has influenced some of my other stuff, is that I don't know. This is gonna sound weird because I had that whole FP thing about ground pound and multibonk, but I don't think a move using a ton of FP doesn't mean it's completely unusable. If you can find a way to use it, it's gonna be an unoptimal strat, sure, but to say that it's not useful, that is, I think, is a little disingenuous, because you can still use it.
Yeah, and it's even if it's even if you're doing a low level run, right? It's you're gonna be at probably level 4 or 5 by late game, maybe like
Mhm.
chapter 6 or 7, that's a lot of FP you can have, and
Yeah,
you could use
yeah,
that.
absolutely.
You could use Smooch for that, or some other high FP costing moves.
So yeah, I think
it
it's
doesn't necessarily mean it's optimal, but like,
yeah.
it's not. It doesn't. I don't think it should hurt it that much, right?
I think this is Mowz's only tier move. I think it's at the bottom of D, right below Veil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm
And
gonna
that's
have
it.
to agree with you.
Yeah, that's
Just because you could do things with it.
yeah, exactly, exactly. I just feel like, I mean, I guess you could probably move Mowz Love Slap up there too, but I feel like the uses from Love Slap is so few and far between. It's not worth it. I feel like you could do more with Smooch than Love Slap. I don't know. Maybe we could put Love Slap in D tier too, but I hate Mowz, so no, because I hate Mowz. So I'm gonna let my bias show and keep it an F.
if you do, then the list will look more even.
Do you want
You'll have
that?
like, you know what I mean, right? You got.
I
Like,
do know what you mean, but
2
I think
tiers with 3 moves.
I think
and
I think a tier with 3 Mowz moves looks better than 2 tiers with 2 Mowz moves.
Sure. I don't know. So if you have so many Mowzes in one row, it kind of looks like Tease, right?
Oh
she,
my
copies
god.
herself.
Okay, dude. Anyway, this is what we've got right now. Do you really want to move Love Slap up? Because I could move Love Slap up and be okay with it.
It won't change the fact that it's like it won't change its placement in the overall rankings.
No, it would just be bottom of D.
Okay. Let's move it then.
Okay.
Because
okay.
I think we've been too.
That's
we've
fine.
been too harsh on Mowz.
That's probably true.
Like,
that's probably true.
I don't think she deserves.
I'm definitely the leader of the Mowz Hate Club. Okay, so what do you think about the rest? I think everything else looks pretty good, actually. I think this is a really solid list. This combo of our rankings looks really good, actually. It looks solid.
What if you put Kiss Thief? What if you swap Kiss Thief and Infatuate? So it looks like Vivian's.
Yes, I would be okay. I would be okay with this.
You got 4 Mowzes at the bottom,
Oh my god, dude. I don't think we should do that. I can't do it. I can't, because Infatuate is just so bad, bro. I can't do it. But I'll keep Kiss Thief here. Okay.
What if you move Smooch ahead of...
Oh my god.
Veil.
Of Veil? You really think? You really think Smooch might be better than Veil?
I don't know. I just want to... No, it's okay. It's fine.
Oh my god, this guy is insane. Okay. Let's sort the partners, shall we? Let's just put them all in here.
Okay. So
obviously.
Oops.
Okay.
We don't have to move a whole lot because.
I mean, so based on this ranking.
You know what's interesting though? If you count like the ranks that we've given for each partner and their moves. So like for example, if you add up each move and the rank that corresponds. I think for both of our lists, Koops has the lowest number overall, like, which means he's the best.
Really?
That's crazy, right? So like for example,
actually that is crazy because like you're right because it's because Tattle and Gulp are there. Yeah. That's actually crazy because like I do feel like Yoshi and Goombella are better than Koops.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that means Koops is the best. It's just
no. That is interesting. It is interesting that Koops. Yeah, it's interesting that Koops has like the highest average usability in his moves, and then you have like Yoshi and Goombella who like have skyrocketing usefulness and like their better moves, but then just have some truly terrible moves you'll never use. That's really interesting. So I mean,
and Yoshi at the top, right?
I mean,
wait, why'd you put Yoshi in front of?
Oh no, it was an accident. It was an accident.
Oh.
I think, I don't know. I still think Goombella is the better partner. I don't know if you agree.
Despite ground pound being at the top.
Even ground pound, even if I think ground pound is the best move, I still think Goombella has the most utility overall out of a partner.
Yep, when I'm stratting, Goombella is usually one I go with. But Yoshi does appear in a lot of my videos too.
Yeah.
So.
I think Yoshi is like a easy fallback if you if you don't need the if you need to save some FP, it's like Yoshi is that easy fallback. And like sometimes you get a Stampede in there, like with your Shadow Queen low level strategy, right?
Yeah. Would you do like a boss? Like
I know we at some point we really
Yoshi and Goombella.
Maybe we should. That might be fun. I think, yeah, it's clear that these two, and the thing is like Goombella's not even bad against normal enemies because she can just have Mario go again. So it's like she's got that going for her. Yoshi is the only partner in the game that can hit literally everybody if you do solo partner. Barring the stupid like iron clefs, right? Like that, I'm not counting that. It's clear that Goombella, Yoshi, Koops are the top 3, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon.
Yes, yellow, blue, green.
Yes, Vita, that is correct. So, here's a question for you: who do you think is better, Flurry or Vivian?
Oh. So like I've always, back in the day at least, I've always thought Vivian was better. But I mean, I think like generally as a community, we've pretty much put Flurry as like the B tier partner, right?
Yeah.
And Vivian, like maybe low B or high C.
I mean,
I still think Flurry is a little bit better, but it's hard.
I mean, I would generally agree. Despite, yeah, I think Vivian's bad moves are worse than Flurry's, and that's what gives Flurry the edge. I think Gale Force too is like just a wild card option that can't be understated, and Lip Lock does make her the best tank, so it's hard to argue with that for me. And then Vivian. I feel like Bobbery and Mowz are pretty set in stone. It's really hard to say that Bobbery's better than Vivian to me.
Yeah, it's funny because if it was a level 0 ranking, then Vivian Bobbery would be at the top.
Absolutely,
right?
Yeah.
Or actually, maybe Yoshi might still be at the top. But...
I would put Bobbery above Yoshi probably, but it would probably be Bobbery, Yoshi, Vivian top 3, and then Flurry. Flurry would stay 4th, and everyone else is bad. Poor Goombella and Koops swapping with Bobbery and Vivian. Anyway, so we put in the Glitz Pit, we had Yoshi Goom top, so Goombella is above Yoshi now. Koops in A tier, Flurry, Vivian in B, and then Bobbery in C, and Mowz in D. Because there was only those tiers at the time. Yeah, I think this list looks solid. You know... Hold on. I think I'm going to put Multibonk above Ground Pound. Just because our lists are different.
Oh, here we go.
I'm doing it because of the math. I don't want to like put Mowz like Ground Pound above it when like your list has Ground Pound so much lower. I guess it's not that much lower. Whatever. I'm still gonna put Ground Pound above Multibonk above Ground Pound. I still think Ground Pound is better, but again, they're the top 2, so it's not like I'm not gonna disagree with Multibonk being the best. Like I said before, these 2 moves, you gotta split hairs to even try and like put one above the other. So, yeah, I think this list looks really solid, actually. You know what's really surprising? A lot of ultra rank moves are not very good.
Yeah, I see a lot of red.
Right, but there's a lot of base and super rank moves that are very good. It's really interesting. And
I don't think availability is actually a huge factor in this. It's just that a lot of ultra rank moves aren't very good.
Yeah. The availability isn't that.
Like, even if you had Infatuate as like a base rank move, it's.
Oh, it would still be. Nah, it would still be down. 2. It would still be second worst move in the game, bro. It's that bad. Yeah, this is a solid list. I like it a lot.
Mowz is gonna be happy.
2 D tiers for Mowz.
An improvement from.
It is an improvement.
Last list, we did.
That's true. I feel like quite a few moves got a little bit of an improvement, for sure. Some stayed the same. mean, there's no E tier, but like if you just dump the E tier to F tier, like you could, in that one, you see some improvements from where they moved, and some have not moved. It pains me that Kiss Thief was Mowz's highest rated move back then.
It was? It wasn't Smooch?
No.
Now it's the worst? No, it's second worst.
That's where it should be.
Yeah.
Alrighty. No. Nice. Hey, there's a solid list.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. Looks good.